Brazilian men's open star Raphael Brandao continues to generate major attention heading into the Pittsburgh Pro, but recent bodybuilding discussions have raised one critical question surrounding his chances against the division's top frontrunners: can he improve his conditioning enough to truly challenge for victory? During the analysis, the host praised Brandao's overall physique quality, acknowledging that he possesses one of the most aesthetic and structurally impressive builds in modern open bodybuilding. However, despite recognizing his strengths, they questioned whether his conditioning and final stage sharpness could reach the elite level necessary to defeat the most dangerous names in the lineup. That debate has become one of the biggest talking points surrounding Brandao's 2026 season. For years, Raphael Brandao has been viewed as one of the most talented bodybuilders to emerge from Brazil in the modern era. Raphael Brandao, his combination of shape, symmetry, aesthetics, and muscularity helped him become one of the most respected international athletes in the IFBB Pro League. Many fans consider him one of the few open competitors capable of blending classic aesthetics with modern size. His physique immediately stands out in almost every lineup. Broad clavicles, a tight waist, flowing structure, and polished posing give Brandao a visual advantage that many heavier competitors simply cannot replicate. In an era increasingly dominated by extreme mass monsters, Brandao represents a more balanced and aesthetic style of bodybuilding that many fans still deeply appreciate. That is why expectations around him remain so high. After taking time away from competition to improve his physique, Brandao returned in 2026 with noticeably more size and muscle maturity. Reports leading into the season highlighted improvements in his back development, overall fullness, and lower body thickness. The added muscle immediately made him more competitive on paper. At the same time, the hosts discussing his Pittsburgh Pro chances pointed out that size and structure alone may not be enough against today's elite open competitors. In modern bodybuilding, conditioning often becomes the deciding factor at the highest level, especially in stacked lineups featuring athletes with overwhelming mass and detail. That is where questions surrounding Brandao begin to appear. During the 2026 Arnold Classic, Brandao showed flashes of brilliance but ultimately finished outside the top placings after struggling to fully peak his physique. Analysts noted that while his shape remained exceptional, he lacked the extreme dryness and detail displayed by some of the top finishers. The same concerns resurfaced during the New York Pro discussions. Although Brandao entered the contest as one of the favorites, the final comparisons suggested he still needed sharper conditioning to overcome athletes like Tonio Burton and Michael Krizo. Brandao ultimately secured third place behind both competitors, that result intensified debates within the bodybuilding community. Many fans argued that Brandao arguably possesses one of the most complete physiques structurally, yet continues to lose ground because other athletes arrive harder and more detailed on stage. The hosts echoed that exact concern, explaining that while Brandao absolutely has the physique to challenge elite competitors, the final level of conditioning remains the biggest obstacle preventing him from becoming a consistent title contender. Conditioning in open bodybuilding has become increasingly brutal over the last decade. Judges now expect competitors not only to carry massive muscle size but also to display deep separation, grainy hardness, and elite muscle detail from every angle. Athletes who miss their peak by even a small margin can quickly fall behind in stacked lineups. That standard creates enormous pressure on competitors like Brandao. Because his physique relies heavily on aesthetics and flow, he must arrive razor-sharp to maximize his advantages against denser mass-heavy opponents. If his conditioning is slightly off, bigger athletes with superior hardness can overpower him during comparisons. Still, there are many reasons for optimism surrounding Brandao's future. Recent updates suggest he has made serious efforts to solve some of the issues that previously affected his prep. Discussions around his preparation revealed increased focus on digestion, recovery, and precision posing, areas many believe could help him bring a sharper final package to the stage. Brandao himself has repeatedly emphasized his determination to arrive fully shredded for the major shows this season. That determination may become critical heading into Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Pro is expected to feature one of the deepest lineups of the season, with elite competitors fighting not only for prestige but also for Olympia qualification momentum. Analysts already believe conditioning and presentation will likely decide the final placings because the overall quality of physiques is so high. In that type of environment, every detail matters. The hosts acknowledged that if Brandao finally nails his conditioning perfectly, he immediately becomes a dangerous threat capable of pushing almost anyone in the lineup. His structure, stage presence, and aesthetics are already elite-level assets. Adding world-class conditioning on top of that could dramatically elevate his placings. However, until he consistently proves he can bring that level of sharpness against top-tier opposition, some skepticism will remain. Another factor helping Brandao stay relevant in these discussions is his continued improvement. Unlike some veterans who appear physically stagnant, Brandao still seems to be evolving. Recent physique updates showed increased muscle maturity and additional overall size without destroying his aesthetic flow. That progression keeps fans excited about his ceiling. There is also significant respect for the level of competition Brandao continues to pursue. Instead of taking easier qualification paths, he intentionally entered extremely competitive contests like the New York Pro and Pittsburgh Pro in order to test himself against elite athletes. That ambitious mentality has earned admiration throughout the bodybuilding community. At this stage of his career, Raphael Brandao remains one of the most fascinating athletes in the men's open division. His physique has all the visual tools necessary to become a serious Olympia contender. Elite structure, aesthetics, balance, presentation, and growing muscle maturity. The biggest remaining question is whether he can consistently arrive in the kind of condition needed to fully unlock that potential. If he does, the Pittsburgh Pro could become the show where everything finally comes together.